everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're interested on how I did this look right here, then please stay tuned and keep on watching. Starting off, you already know the deal. I'm just basically taking my eye primer by Urban Decay and I'm putting that all over my eyelids, and then I'm going to blend it out. Now I'm basically taking this shade right here and I'm putting it all over where I put the primer, just basically to use it as a neutral base. And with this, since it's pretty close to my skin color, I don't really care to apply it super precise. I just go in and apply it even if it's messy. So since I do have a photo shoot today, I'm just going to do a neutral eye look, something that I could wear with anything pretty much, because I do switch outfits during the session, so just want to make sure my makeup also matches what I'm wearing. Now I'm going to dip in with this shade. It's a more darker brown shade, and I'm going to lightly apply that to the outer corner of my eyes first, and then I will lightly bring it into the crease. And a trick when doing this is holding the brush at the end to get a lighter feathery look. If you want it to be more harsh, then you would hold closer to the fluffy part. So I do go back and forth between adding products, and when I add products I use a very light amount because the palette is very pigmented and I don't want this to be a very harsh makeup look, because again I do switch outfits during the session, so I'm just making sure I barely tap to get product and then add it into my crease and outer edge. Now I'm just going back into that brown that we used at the very beginning, and I'm going to use that to blend everything out and to make it less harsh and neutralize everything a little bit better. Now I just basically take a brush that has no product on it, and I'm using that just to blend everything out and together. And then going in with my favorite mascara, I am taking my Essence Lash Mascara and I'm basically applying that to my top lashes and only my top for now. Later on I will apply it to my lower lashes. So for my photo shoot, I do have my chest out a bit, so I am also going to be adding makeup there as well. So to prep it and make sure it's moisturized and hydrated, I am taking this oil, and any oil that you use on your skin is fine, but I'm just basically using the skin oil and applying that to my chest and neck area. Now I'm going in with a face primer. This one is by NYX, and I'm basically using this because I want my makeup to last all day, and I do want to also minimize my pores with this. So I'm applying this to my face and my chest area because of course I am still applying makeup to my chest as well. Now I'm just using my hands to spread the product everywhere. So I'm just basically blending it all over my chest area that will be showing, and then my face as well. And for my face, my problem area is mainly my nose. So I will be focusing on making sure the product is there on my nose, because sometimes the product does like to disappear on my nose and leave my nose bare and out there compared to the rest of my face. Now I'm taking some lashes. I have no idea where these lashes came from or where they're by or anything. They don't have a label, unfortunately. But now I'm just basically going in with some black eyeliner. This is by E.L.F. And I'm just going to line up where my false lashes are, just to blend it in with my eyelid. But I'm not going to be too dramatic and make a wing or anything. I'm just lining it. Now I'm just taking some trusty foundation that I trust. This is by Fit Me. It is in the shade 310, and I'm just basically going to apply that all over my face and all over my chest as well. Now I'm just taking my E.L.F. foundation brush, and I'm just basically blending all the foundation out all over my chest and my face, just so everything matches and covers up any redness or any other spots that I don't want seen. Now I'm just taking my E.L.F. sponge and I'm pressing in all the product just to make sure it looks more natural and well blended instead of it just being harsh and cakey. Now I'm just going in with this concealer. I love this concealer because it brightens my skin and I don't really crease with it, so that's why I'm using it. But I'm basically going to use it to help me highlight these areas and to basically help define my chest a little bit as well. Once the concealer is all applied, I'm basically going to use the sponge that I used prior to adding concealer. I'm just basically going to blend out the concealer with it just to make sure everything is nice and blended and, again, not too cakey. Now I'm just basically adding in my setting powder just to make sure I don't crease and that I have my makeup last all day. So that's what I'm pretty much doing to these areas that I highlighted with my concealer. I'm taking my face powder and I'm basically going to set everywhere else I didn't put the setting powder with, and I'm basically just putting this powder there just to match my skin and to set everything so it's not all oily and greasy. I also use this powder to basically brush and blend out the previous powder that I had baking on my face, just so it's not too harsh and shows too harsh of lines between the two shades. I want to make sure they're nice and blended together, so that's why I'm doing that. But at the same time, I also want those areas nice and bright and highlighted. So now that I'm happy with my base, I'm basically going to take my powder by Fit Me. This is the shade Mocha, excuse me. And I basically use this to shape and redefine my face and my chest. I also like to shape my nose and make sure the bridge is lined up with my little button part of my nose. So I'm basically using a eyeshadow brush and that same powder and just basically contouring my nose to make it look snatched. Now I'm basically going to get a different eyeshadow brush, one that doesn't have product, and I'm basically going to use that to blend out my nose. And then I'm also using it to define whatever body part this is on my chest. I forgot what bone this is. Collarbone. I'm contouring my collarbone. My bad. But I'm using the powder to contour my collarbone and add more dimension to it. Now I'm basically just adding this in the areas that I want to act as a shadow and make it more shaded to define my collarbone. So that's why I'm doing this, and I also do it to my neck. Now I'm just basically using this fluffy dense brush to blend it all out, just so it doesn't look too harsh and look like I drew on myself. Now I'm basically just going back in with my sponge and adding more powder just to clean up that contour I did on my face right there. So I'm sharpening it up, and then I'm also going to add it back to my chest on my collarbone and make sure that part also sticks out and is bright and light. While that powder sets and bakes and brightens, I'm basically going to go back into my eyeshadow palette, mix those shades, and then use a small fluffy brush and go ahead and apply that to my lower lash line. Now I'm back with my mascara, same mascara, and I'm basically using this to apply it to my lower lashes just to make sure they stand out and they also frame and shape my eyes. Now I'm just basically going back in with that brush that I used with the powder that matched my skin tone, and I'm basically using it in a circular motion just so that the contour blends in with that white powder right there and it doesn't look like a harsh white line. Now I'm going in with some blush and I'm smiling just to make sure I get my cheeks, and I'm trying to make sure I blend it in with the top part of the contour. And then I also like getting my nose, and then I'll apply it to all these other places to make me look alive and just to blend everything. Going back in with the setting powder, I'm basically using that with my sponge to basically highlight my neck a little bit, so when I turn it in pictures, you can see I have some dimension and more structure to my neck. I also like doing this because I feel like it also connects with the structure of my chest, and then I also turn a lot in pictures and do different poses, so I really want my structure to stand out with my neck and chest area. But now I'm just taking some highlight and I'm adding that to the high points of my face. And I also like doing this because I feel like it's good for the camera when taking pictures, and it makes my skin look like skin again instead of cakey and dry. Now I'm just taking a fluffy, dense, flat-topped brush, and I'm basically blending in the white powder and also going in a different circular motion just to make sure it's blended in and it's not just harsh white lines. Now I'm taking an eyeshadow brush and I'm getting some highlight and I'm putting that on my collarbone, and then I'm also putting it on my shoulders just to make it more glam and skin-like and youthful and healthy. Now I'm just taking a nude lip liner, one that matches my lips exactly, and I'm going to overline my lips with it just to give me a more plump lip effect. Now I'm just going in with the brown lip liner just to add more dimension and shadowing to my lips, so it gives me a pouty, plump lip look. Now I'm just going in with the nude lipstick, and then I am adding some lip gloss. This is a plumping lip gloss by E.L.F, and it's very affordable, and I'm tapping that on so all our hard work didn't get mixed together. So that's pretty much it for the makeup look. Now I'm going to move on to my hair. This is a wig, and I do want the lace front to blend in with my makeup, so I'm taking that powder that I used to contour, and I'm basically putting that over my lace front and the baby hair parts, just to make sure it looks natural and well blended. So after the powder, I'm basically combing my hair, and then I'm doing a side part. I usually do a middle part, but I wanted to try something different, especially because I'm going to be curling my hair before my photo shoot, which I don't do in this video. I just basically flatten everything down because I don't know how to curl my hair, so I had my friend curl my hair for me, which she's a lifesaver because she did a good job with it. So I'm just basically combing everything down, making sure it's flat and brushed out and nothing's in my face. And now I'm taking my hot comb. I love a good hot comb. It gets all the areas that I need it to be flat, and then it's just perfect. So I'm using this to make sure my wig doesn't look bulky and big on top, So I'm using that to help flatten and also make that part look more parted and natural. Now I'm taking some hairspray and a bristle brush, and I'm spraying it directly on the brush just because I don't want it to puff up my hair. So I'm basically spraying on the brush and I'm putting that to flatten down my hair and any flyaways that I may have on top. So I'm pretty much done with my hair now, my makeup. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll make sure I see you guys in my next video. Peace.